Yeah, what we have here is alignment in construction. Then what do we even mean by this alignment? Because if you're on site, most of the things you hear is, have you checked the alignment? In the foundation, what is the alignment of this slab, and so on and so forth. So we actually want to understand what this alignment is. Then we also want to look at the importance of alignment and how it affects construction, because you do different constructions and modeling on site. So how does this alignment affect the construction process and procedures? Then we will look at alignment in construction. So, what is alignment in construction? It refers to the precise positioning of structures, elements, and features according to approved plan and specification. So, it helps to refers to the positioning, that is the precise positioning of your structures. You understand, your structure element and the features according to the approved plan, which means before you embark on the journey of constructing anything, there's this approved working drawing, right? Approved plan that you are with, which helps you to pinpoint those areas where your column is going to be, where your beams are going to be, and the type and the kind of beams, the width of the beams, the span length, and all those things. So alignment helps you to actually get a precise features, yes, according to the approved plan and specification. So it ensures that everything is built in the correct position. So with the correct alignment, it actually helps you to build in the correct position, then direction and level. The essence of using your leveling instrument is actually to get the right level. You understand? You want to check your foundation height. What level are you going to place your DPC, right? You want to do your roofing. What is going to be the level of your headroom? You understand? So proper alignment is essential for structural accuracy, safety, functionality, and overall quality of the project. So when you have proper alignment, it ensures for your structural accuracy. So you won't be doubting yourself, structurally, because your alignment is good, right? Then the safety of the whole building, and the functionality, how functionable the whole facility is going to be, and the overall quality of the project. So alignment helps to check all these things. You understand? So we're going to see reasons, the key reasons why alignment is used in construction. The first point is to ensure accuracy. So, for you to have that accuracy on site, it is very, very imperative for you to, ensure that the proper alignment of all the structural elements is in place, right? So guarantees that all components are positioned precisely as per the design and specification. So you still fall back to the design, you still fall back to the specification that has been given to you. But what guarantees that all these components are properly positioned is your alignment. So it helps you to actually get that accuracy, that desired accuracy on site. Then improve safety, because proper alignment actually helps to reduce structural weaknesses and minimize risk of failure or accident. So it actually helps to reduce that bending here and bending there, cracking there, and cracking here. So it actually helps to reduce that structural weakness and minimizes the risk of failure and accident. So good alignment of your structure actually ensures the safety of the whole structure. Then enhances quality. So accurate alignment results in better workmanship and high quality finished structure. So for you to know a person that understands the job, right, you tend to know by checking the alignment of the work that the said person has done. So a quality job is done on site by using alignment as one of your criteria. Probably you are doing the concreting of your slab. After the concreting, you see the alignment. Even before the concreting, you check the woodwork, that is your shuttering, your formwork. How is the alignment of your formwork? When you pour in your concrete, is it going to tilt? You understand? Is it going to be giving you a perfect slab, a perfect beam, concrete columns? So all these things actually helps to ensure the quality of the structure. So it saves time and cost. So proper alignment actually help to save time, because the time of redoing the project again, maybe the alignment is not very okay, so you have to pull down that particular area of the structure, chiseling and cutting off some excessive concrete. But with the right alignment in place, so it actually helps to save time and reduce the cost of construction, reduce the cost of chiseling, reduce the cost of redoing the formwork again and all those things. So reduces rework, then material wastage and delay, leading to costs efficiency. So alignment on itself actually helps to reduce the cost efficiency. So it helps to increase the cost efficiency and reduce the cost of redoing the project again. You understand? So all this still falls back into proper planning, because when you have proper planning, you have the best professionals working with you. When you combine good planning with good craftsmanship together, so it gives you a very sound and cost effective project. So the next point we're looking at is ensures proper fit, right? So ensures all parts fit and functions together as intended for optimal performance. So when you look at your structures, where your beam is joining to the column, where your column is joining to the foundation, where your slab is sleeping on the beam. So when you take a look at all of this, you understand, so there should be that proper fitness of your structure. Your structure should look aligned. Your column should be aligning perfectly. Your beam should be resting on the column perfectly. Your slab should be well placed and laid. So it actually ensures proper fit. So look at application and uses where alignment is actually used, areas of application. So setting out buildings, foundation and other structures. So during setting out, alignment is actually used, because how the alignment of your setting out is how you actually align the four corners is going to be how your wall is going to be. You understand? So there is no cutting corners here. If your wall at the setting out level it was not rightly placed, you understand, that is how the wall of the whole building is going to be. You understand? So it's actually very important you use your alignment during setting out. Then aligning columns, beams and load bearing walls. So it's also used on your columns, your beams and your load bearing wall. Then roads, highways, railways, track alignment. So for your roads, for your highway, your flyovers, your railway tracks, so you still make use of this alignment, right? Then mechanical and electrical installation alignment. You also use alignment for your mechanical and your electrical installations. Then ensuring alignment in formworks and shuttering. Yeah, during formworks, during your shuttering, alignment is also applied. Then land development and site planning. So during your land development, any of the land, be it drainage, be it your culvert, be it any land development that you are doing, you need to actually make use of your alignment. Then we take a look at this typical alignment process. So the first thing we have is the surveying instrument, used to establish initial control points and lines, which helps to give the initial control points and line. Then we have the reference point. Then we have the alignment string line. Then we have the grid lines, the columns, and the elements. Then we'll now have the foundation. So this is a pictorial image, depicting how the alignment of a structure looks like. So in quotes, alignment is very, very important. So in construction, so for you to have a perfect, more or less like a perfect structure, right, a safe structure, that has enough quality, understand, that has enough structural integrity. So you must ensure that the alignment of the whole structure is in place, because it is very, very important, right?